Okay, something that a lot of our players, unfortunately, don't like, but this is an area that is really big for me. Fitness standards are hugely important throughout cricket, and obviously getting more and more valuable in terms of benchmarks for players and their abilities to play longer in the format, but also a benchmark to advise administrations whether the right players are involved in the right structure. If fitness is not a key component of your cricketing day-to-day activity, you're missing a massive trick, unfortunately, because without fitness, your national selection will stop just on the regional level, unfortunately. And this is where I find a lot of people misunderstand the message around fitness, because if you're not fit enough for the demand of the game, you don't earn the right to play the game. And this is a very strong message. So if you're not fit enough to play for the demand, then you don't have the right to play in the game for the national team. So this is a key message that I want to try and draw out from this this webinar, because fitness is huge, and this is an area that I would like to really emphasize on across all our players, juniors, women's, and men's, that your fitness standards have to be comprehensive enough to deliver for the demand of the game. So if you're a fast bowler, you will need to be strong. You will need to have short sprints in there. You will need to have times of endurance. You will need to have sprint tests in there. You will need to be strong and powerful in order to bowl. You will need to be strong on back foot contact, front foot contact, etc., etc. So you need to be strong for the demands of your game. If you're an all-rounder, obviously you need a really big engine. You need to make sure that you're strong and powerful, you're dynamic, you're athletic, you're durable to do various different roles for long periods of time. And unfortunately, if you're doing it once, the bar just keeps getting stronger and stronger, and this is where we want to try and reach out to. So there is a common misconception at the moment. I get a lot of people ask me, are we doing a 9K run? Are we doing this? Are we doing that? Moving forward, it will be a yo-yo test straight out. For the under-19s, up to the men's, I'll start with the men's. So a minimum of 16, level 16 on the yo-yo test, intermittent test. That will be our national requirement for our men's. And I'll give you an example of this. India are national players are pushing on to 18, 19, 20, 21s. Footballers are completing past 24s, 25s. County squads are doing anything between 18, 19, and 20, depending on the age group that you're in or the professional level you're in. Women's are obviously going up to 15, 16, 17, and some national teams are even working at 19 and 20. So the demands of the game are getting faster and stronger and constantly changing. So we have to adapt with time. So for the men's, it will be 16 in our yo-yo test. For the under 15s, under 19s, will be 15. So if you're in the under 19s or youth program, we will be looking at sort of 15 as a benchmark. And then obviously for the women's, it will be 14 as a yo-yo test. And already, I'll give you, an example of the girls. They were benchmarking at 13.1, and we've sort of moved that up already in the last couple of weeks. And people are starting to work and change their mindset towards fitness. So this is one area that we constantly, collectively need to get better at, and raise our levels for the demand of the game. So without players moving forward, you can be the greatest cricketer in the world, but if you're not fit enough to be on the pitch, unfortunately, that will go against you in terms of the profiling of fitness, and you'll realize, that is a common barrier, unfortunately, with our players. We seem to be able to do, bat for long periods or short periods and be effective, but we're not fit enough to do it consecutively, repeatedly, every single day. And when Sweden or any European team is going on tour, often it's back-to-back games that we're playing, sometimes 2 in a day. We have to make sure that our demands are getting better to perform effectively, throughout that period. So strong fundamentals, again, to make healthy choices. I've often seen players who will do a 5-minute, 10-minute run and then go and eat unhealthy food straight after and feel like they've done a good day's work. So, let's change the habits and the mindsets to make strong and better decisions for your collective purpose, and a desire to work on fitness away from structured sessions. So if you're a coach out there, strongly encourage obviously your players. If you're a player out there, don't just rely on your coaching session or your national session or your club session to do 10 minutes of running. Go out there. You should be doing maybe 3 to 4 sessions a week, very different, a varied program in terms of fitness, or have the ability to get your workload ready to compete and plan effectively for pre-Christmas, post-Christmas, and then into the season.